Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. Engulfed in pain, Steffy and Hope cling to each other and Luna visits Finn. Hope looks at Brooke and asks, "What are you talking about?" Liam. She knows she wouldn't lie about something like this. Steffy is aware of how devastating this is, particularly for the women. Hope protests. Liam was just there and he was fine. Steffy asks her to listen. This is awful. Really bad. Liam is dying. Hope in denial exclaims, "Why are you saying all of this when it's not true?" She announces she's calling Liam right now. Steffy stops her and begs her to listen. They have to face this together. Hope? Beth and Kelly's father is dying. Hope sobs. No. Hope cry B&B. Hope realizes he's sick. Steffy responds, "Yeah," with a nod. Hope asks if Liam told Steffy himself. Steffy found out when he did. It was a really random situation. She fills her in on finding him unconscious at Bill's place, rushing him to the hospital. Hope gawps. "No one told me anything about this." Steffy claims to be recuperating, but additional examinations by the neuro team revealed a mass on his brain. Hope asks about treatment. Steffy says there isn't one in Liam's case. The tumor is inoperable. There's nothing they can do. Steffy cry B&B. Liam's dizzy spell. At the Cliff House, Liam tells Finn that this diagnosis doesn't seem real. Finn urges him to take it easy. Liam has a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. He appreciates everything Finn has done for him. Liam tries to stand and has a spell. Finn rushes over. "Are you okay?" Liam Finn B&B. Finn examines Liam, who says he's feeling dizzy numerous times a day, and he also sees floaties. Finn nods. This is common in patients with a mass. He reiterates that surgery is not an option. They hope he'll get as much time as possible with the girls. The neuro team will be with him every step of the way. Finn warns he'll need emotional support and should tell his loved ones. He understands not wanting to tell Kelly and Beth. But what about his dad and his brothers? The people who love him would want to be there for him. No one more than Hope. Luna decides to take action. Luna visits Sheila at Il Giardino. Her grandmother tells her it's all clear. Deacon's not there. But she will get him to accept her. Luna tells her she's been processing all the changes in her life. Like finding out she's her grandmother and Finn's her dad. "There's nothing I want more than a relationship with my father." Sheila Luna B&B. Sheila asks Luna if she's heard from Finn at all. Luna says no. It's hard not to feel rejected. She can't even speak to him. It's so unfair. "I need a place in my dad's life." Luna tells Sheila they're so much alike. They've both done things they regret. Sheila's changed and she knows Luna has too. Luna complains about being treated like a pariah. No one wants anything to do with her, including her father. "It's because of his wife. Steffy has her reasons to hate me, but I refuse to let her keep me from my father." New. Is Brooke's son Jack returning? Luna complains that she's tried to apologize to Steffy, but she sees her as a monster. Sheila tells her granddaughter that Finn will always stay committed to Steffy. Luna can't accept that. She declares that she will be visiting her father. Sheila Luna B&B. At the Cliff House, Liam tells Finn he doesn't feel like he's carrying this load alone. He has him and Steffy. He needs carefree moments with his daughters. He wants to know everyone will be okay when he's gone. Finn says they won't be if he doesn't let them in. Beth is the mother of Hope. She has a right to know. Liam just wants control over the circumstances of his death. Right now, he doesn't want anyone to know he's dying. More exciting news for B&B fans. Hope is upset at Brooke's house because the neuro team was unable to help Liam. Steffy assures her there have been second opinions and specialists have reviewed his case. Hope cries that Liam has known this for weeks, so why is she just finding out about this? Steffy just found out about the mass too. She explains that Liam doesn't want anyone to know. He doesn't want to be a burden. Hope shouts, "He's not a burden." Steffy understands him not wanting the girls to know. Hope feels it doesn't make sense. Why Liam? He's so young. Beth and Kelly are so young, she cries. Steffy says Liam doesn't know she's there. She wanted to tell her. "You deserve to know, Hope. I know how much you love Liam." Steffy Hope cry B&B. At the Cliff House, Finn is on the phone with Dr. Buckingham when Luna walks in. Finn disconnects and asks what she's doing there. She says she made sure Steffy's car wasn't there and texted him 10 times, but he doesn't answer. Dad, I really miss you. She knows he's a great guy who wouldn't turn his back on his own kid. At Il Giardino, Liam texts Bill to meet him at the restaurant. Bill responds that he's heading over now. Liam exhales. As he waits, he thumbs through photos of Steffy, Hope and his daughters on his phone and looks choked up. More. Will Liam and Bill do a huge twist? Hope thanks Steffy for sharing this with her at Brooke's house. Steffy claims that she begged Liam to speak up, but he is coping on his own. They laugh at him being more worried about them than himself. Hope would give anything to make this not true. Steffy wishes it was a mistake. She agrees it makes no sense. Liam has always been so healthy. They think about their daughters. Steffy says that's what compelled her to come there. Hope agonizes about Beth growing up without her dad. She realizes she knew something was wrong in her gut. She cries that he was trying to say goodbye. I feel like I'm going to be sick. She asks Steffy what they do about Beth and Kelly. How do they tell them? Steffy cries, I don't know. I'm dreading that day. Hope says their girls will need each other. She wails, I don't know how to say goodbye. Thank you for telling me. They both sob as Steffy takes Hope in her arms. Steffy hugs Hope as tears flow. Liam texts Bill to meet. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Friday, May 9th, reveal that Steffy Forrester will hug Hope Logan as tears flow while Liam Spencer texts Bill Spencer to meet. Of course, we should mention a quick programming note since B&B was preempted for coverage regarding the Pope on Thursday, May 8th. That pushed Thursday's episode to Friday, May 9th, but we've got all the details of what's coming up. For starters, Hope will be in denial as Steffy pushes her to believe Liam is dying. It'll take some convincing, but Hope will eventually believe this horrible news is true. Steffy will give Hope updates on Liam's scary ordeal at Bill's place, and how it ultimately led to the brain mass being found on his scans. Although Hope will ask about a treatment plan for Liam, Steffy will admit there isn't one since the tumor is inoperable. It'll finally sink in for Hope what this means for Liam's loved ones, especially his daughters. Steffy won't know and will be dreading that day just as much as Hope is, but Steffy will be wondering what they are going to tell Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer. The thought of Liam not being around for all Kelly and Beth's major milestones will leave Hope devastated. At one point, Hope will feel like she's going to be sick since Liam is so important to them all. As Hope realizes Liam was trying to say goodbye earlier, she'll question how she's supposed to bid him farewell. Hope will basically have an emotional meltdown, so Steffy will pull her into a comforting embrace as they both cry together. Although Liam didn't want anyone else to know about his medical condition, Hope will thank Steffy for telling her what was going on. At Il Giardino, Luna Nozawa and Sheila Sharp will commiserate over Steffy blocking them from John Finn Finnegan before Luna decides to go see her father. At the Cliff House, Finn will check on Liam after another bout of dizziness, and will give him a nudge to tell his family the truth along with Hope. Liam will end up at Il Giardino later, so he'll text Bill to come meet him there. Back at the Cliff House, Luna will make sure Steffy's car is gone before catching Finn by surprise inside. Finn will try to get rid of Luna, but she'll insist she misses him and won't think a great guy like him would turn his back on his daughter. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna will make some predictions about the strong bond they could have if Finn would just cave in. But it won't be that simple for him. Steffy cannot believe her ears as Finn blows their marriage to bits. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that John Finn Finnegan and Steffy Forrester have not had an easy relationship. Unfortunately, discoveries about Finn's family have given them plenty of issues. Steffy has insisted that Finn cut his biological family off for the most part. Now Find is about to blow their whole relationship. Can they survive? John Finnegan cut Luna Nozawa out of his life. Finn has a daughter that he has never gotten to know. Finn grew up believing that Luna Nozawa was his cousin. By the time Finn learned that Luna was his daughter, she had already tried to kill his wife. This is not the best way to start a relationship with his child. Steffy cannot comprehend Finn's next statement. Steffy is terrified of Luna since they tried to kill her in the abandoned apartment. However, seeing Liam Spencer struggle with his health issues makes Finn want to be close to his daughter too. Finn believes that Luna would have turned out differently if he had been around from the start. Now Finn finds him wanting to be for her now. Finn knows what Steffy does when she wants something and she has already banned Luna from his life. Steffy isn't about to allow Finn to introduce Luna into their perfect little family. Steffy is terrified that Luna could try to hurt or even kill her again. Steffy doesn't want to take another chance with her life or her children's lives. John Finnegan doesn't want to spook Steffy Forrester. Finn knows that if Steffy gets spooked that she will run for the hills. Steffy won't stay at her grandfather's like before. Steffy packed up and ran to Paris the last time she got scared. Finn cannot handle months without his wife again. However, Finn does not believe that this setup is fair considering that Steffy has her child with another partner. Finn knows that the more time he spends away from Luna, the closer he wants to be with her. Luna may have to commit some kind of act of heroism, although it certainly didn't work for Sheila Sharp. That doesn't mean that Finn will not eventually come to the conclusion that he cannot live without a relationship with his child. How will Steffy handle Finn's change of heart when it comes to Luna? Luna is at least young and has the potential to change. How can Steffy see this girl as an equal to Sheila? Will Finn's decision to be there for his daughter be the end of his marriage? Can Finn and Steffy find a way to work this out? Hope insists on marrying Liam. Carter can wait. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Liam Spencer is encouraging Hope Logan to give Carter Walton another chance. However, Hope had decided that she wanted another chance with Liam before he learned about his diagnosis. Will Hope insist that she wants to be with Liam and marry him again? Liam Spencer has been given a death sentence. Very few people know that Liam has been given a death sentence. So far there is no treatment for Liam's condition. Liam's doctors are trying their best to find something that will help him. However, nothing has popped up so far. Perhaps Hope wants to give Liam happiness in his final days. Does Hope believe that Liam's happiness may pull him through? Steffy is already acting as though she is the love of Liam's life. Steffy may be happy with John Finnegan, but let's be honest, if Steffy weren't married she would want to be with Liam herself. Steffy and their daughter are already monopolizing Liam's time when it has 2 children. Perhaps Liam needs to give Hope another chance. Hope Logan's love for Liam Spencer could come rushing back. Hope didn't want to split up with Liam when they divorced. Liam saw Hope kissing Thomas Forrester and Liam ended things between them. Liam didn't really give Hope the chance to make things right or anything. Liam even ran off and kissed Steffy as soon as he saw Hope and Thomas. Could Hope insist that she wants to be with Liam and the 2 of them remarry? Hope certainly doesn't want Liam to die alone. Hope cares about Liam and she certainly wants to be there for him now. Would Liam consider remarrying Hope and making a point to be happy for as long as they have instead of just remaining friends? Hope Logan and Liam Spencer could be in for a shock. Liam knows that he is drying right now and he could be on board for a remarriage. Hope and Liam could be as happy as possible in the remaining time Liam has so he can die in peace. After all, Liam and Hope were happy together until Liam began to get a bit bossy. Could things be different now? Is a reunion just the moving storyline that Liam's life needs to end on instead of him insisting no one learn the truth? A last-minute miracle would be even more exciting. Suppose a cure is finally found while Liam is still hanging on. Could Liam be cured of his tumor and manage to be happy with his family for years to come? Will Liam end up pushing Hope toward Carter Walton if he survives because he believes Todd is where Hope belongs? Hope Logan stood frozen in Brooke's living room, her lips parting in disbelief as Steffy Forrester's words echoed in her ears like a slow-motion shattering of glass. Liam is dying. The world stopped turning, time suspended itself in a cruel freeze as Hope's voice trembled, asking a question that her heart refused to comprehend. What are you talking about? Liam. She couldn't finish the sentence. Her whole body rejected the very notion. Steffy, her usual coolness melted into raw devastation, stood before her not as a rival, but as a woman who understood too well the weight of the tragedy that loomed over them both. Hope insisted this couldn't be real. Liam had just been there, had been fine, had smiled, and the girls needed him. She grasped at that belief like a lifeline as her world spiraled. But Steffy's voice broke through with calm devastation. This is bad. Really bad. Liam is dying. The weight of those words suffocated the room. Hope lashed out in denial, her voice rising, fraying at the edges. Why are you saying this when it's not true? She scrambled for her phone, desperate to hear Liam's voice to break the illusion. Steffy, filled with compassion despite the history between them, reached out and begged her to stop, to listen, to see that they had to face this together. For Beth, for Kelly. Beth and Kelly are losing their father, Hope. The word struck Hope like a thunderclap. Her sobs erupted like a dam breaking, the pain uncontainable as the realization rooted itself in her bones. Liam was truly sick. In her tears, Hope asked the question no one wants to ask. Did Liam tell you himself? And Steffy, still shaken from the events that led her here, explained that she found Liam unconscious at Bill's house and rushed him to the hospital. Hope's mind reeled. No one had told her. Not Brooke. Not Bill. Not even Liam. Steffy told her that after the initial recovery, further scans revealed the truth. A mass on Liam's brain. Hope, desperate for hope itself, asked about treatment. But there was none. The tumor was inoperable. Terminal. There's nothing they can do, Steffy whispered, and the words felt like a verdict. Hope collapsed inwardly, the reality so vicious that her body could barely contain her grief. Meanwhile, at the Cliff House, Liam Spencer sat with John Finnegan, trying to stay composed while his world crumbled. It doesn't seem real, he confessed, and Finn, his doctor but also his friend and Steffy's husband, urged him to rest, to let others help. Liam, determined to get his affairs in order, pushed himself, even as his body protested with another dizzy spell. Finn caught him just in time, worry etched in his brow. Liam admitted he was having visual disturbances. Floaters, disorientation. Finn nodded grimly. These were signs they expected. He reminded Liam that he needed emotional support, that he needed to tell the people who loved him. His dad, his brothers, Hope, especially Hope. But Liam, forever caught between stoicism and guilt, said he wanted control. He didn't want to burden anyone, least of all the woman he had once promised forever. Back at Il Giardino, another storm brewed. Luna Nozawa sat across from her biological grandmother, Sheila Carter, still reeling from the recent revelations. Her identity shaken, her father Finn silent. She confessed to Sheila that she couldn't bear the rejection, that no matter how much she wanted to start over, she felt like an outcast. She was Sheila's granddaughter, and more shockingly, Finn's daughter. I need a place in my dad's life, she said, her voice aching. Sheila, all too familiar with being cast out of family, nodded in empathy, even as her eyes flickered with strategy. Luna said she'd apologize to Steffy, but Steffy wouldn't forgive her. Steffy saw her as a threat. A monster. Luna had had enough by this point. I refused to let Steffy keep me from my father. A decision was made. Luna would go to see Finn. No more waiting for a welcome that would never come. Hope's face at Brooke's house was a portrait of pain. She asked why Liam had kept this from her. Steffy explained that Liam didn't want anyone to know. Not even his father. He doesn't want to be a burden, she said softly. Hope cried out in disbelief. He's not a burden. The anguish in her voice made Steffy's own eyes well with tears. This was about a man they both loved in different ways and two little girls whose lives were about to change forever. Not old grudges or shared pain. Hope, now shaking, asked how they were supposed to tell Beth and Kelly. I don't know, Steffy whispered. That day is dreading for me. Both of them were. Hope sobbed harder. He was trying to say goodbye, wasn't he? She had sensed something in her gut, something unspoken when she last saw Liam. Her tears fell faster. I feel like I'm going to be sick. She turned to Steffy, now no longer a rival but a fellow mother and woman in mourning. Thank you for telling me. The grief collapsed the last barrier between them. Steffy stepped forward and wrapped her arms around Hope, and the two clung to each other like wreckage in a storm. At the Cliff House, Finn ended a tense call with Dr. Buckingham just as Luna entered. He looked up in shock. What are you doing here? Luna said she'd texted and waited until Steffy was gone. She missed him. She needed her dad. Finn looked torn. The young woman standing before him was his daughter, and she wasn't giving up. He tried to send her away, but she pressed on. You're a great guy. You wouldn't turn your back on your kid. Her words pierced something in him. Luna, young and wounded, wasn't the enemy. But she was a trigger for Steffy, a reminder of past betrayal, a perceived danger to their home. Later, Liam sat at a table at Il Giardino, his phone in hand, waiting. He had just texted Bill. The photos on his phone, the ones of Steffy, Hope, Beth, and Kelly, blurred through his tears. Life had never seemed so fragile, so impossibly fleeting. He wasn't ready to go. Not when there was still so much left unsaid. The tension had shifted back to reflection at Brooke's house. Steffy and Hope discussed Liam and how unfair everything was. How could someone so vital to their daughters and so full of life be taken away in this manner? Hope thanked Steffy again. They sat together, haunted by the looming question. What do we tell the girls? Hope wailed. I don't know how to say goodbye. Steffy didn't either. In that moment, with no answers and only pain, Steffy pulled Hope into her arms again. The years of fighting, the love triangle, all of it disappeared in the shared grief of two women watching the man they both loved slowly fade away. As Luna continued to push for a relationship with Finn, his conflict deepened. He'd grown up believing Luna was his cousin, only to discover she was his daughter, and not just any daughter, but one who'd nearly cost him his marriage. Steffy did not have an unreasonable fear of Luna. Luna had snapped before, had tried to hurt her. But now, with Liam's health crisis front and center, Finn couldn't shake the guilt that maybe Luna wouldn't have turned out this way if he'd been in her life sooner. Sheila's blood ran through Luna's veins, yes, but so did his. Luna, in contrast to Sheila, was still young and flexible. Steffy, however, wasn't ready to gamble on that. The thought of Luna around her children terrified her. One wrong move and everything she loved could be in danger. Finn was caught. On one side, his wife, the woman who stood by him, the mother of his child. On the other, his biological daughter, lost and desperate for connection. Could he really disconnect Luna forever? Was that right? Or was Steffy, in trying to protect what she loved, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy by pushing Luna further into darkness? And Finn knew if he chose wrong, he might lose Steffy again. She'd left once. She could do it again. Meanwhile, Hope's own heart was at war. Carter Walton was still waiting in the wings, a steady, loving man offering her a second chance at happiness. But Liam was her past, her present, and maybe her final goodbye. Even as Liam told her to pursue Carter, to move on, Hope's heart refused. She had never stopped loving Liam, not really. And now, with death on the horizon, all she wanted was to spend what little time they had left together. She wanted to marry him again, not out of pity, but love. Liam was the father of her child, her once husband, and maybe, just maybe, still her forever. Could love bring Liam peace in his final days? Would a reunion with Hope be his swan song, or would it complicate things even further? Because Steffy, despite being married to Finn, clearly still loved Liam too. She was the one by his side, caring for him, holding him. Hope worried that Steffy was already monopolizing Liam's remaining time. But Liam had two daughters, two families. Was it selfish to ask for a piece of his final days? Or was it her right? Liam, facing mortality, began to reflect on what mattered most. His girls. The women who had loved him, even when he didn't deserve it. And though he wanted to shield them all from the truth, maybe Finn was right. Maybe it was time to stop hiding and start living, however little time he had left. And in that time, maybe there was still room for love, for redemption, for saying goodbye on his own terms. But as the days pass and Luna grows bolder in her pursuit of a relationship with Finn, the tension in the Finnegan-Forrester household will only escalate. Steffy, battling grief over Liam and fear over Luna, may soon reach a breaking point. And Finn, pulled in every direction, may be forced to make a choice that could tear his marriage apart. Engulfed in Pain. A deep dive into the emotional turmoil of Steffy, Hope, and Luna. The script Engulfed in Pain delivers a heart-wrenching exploration of grief, denial, and the desperate need for connection in the face of tragedy. As Steffy and Hope grapple with the devastating news of Liam's terminal illness, and Luna seeks to forge a bond with Finn despite overwhelming resistance, the episode weaves a tapestry of raw emotion, familial conflict, and the fragility of life. Each character's journey is fraught with pain, forcing them to confront their deepest fears while clinging to the people they love, even when those relationships are strained or broken. The shattering revelation. Steffy and Hope's shared anguish. The episode's most powerful moments unfold at Brooke's house, where Steffy delivers the crushing news that Liam is dying. Hope's immediate denial is a visceral reaction to unbearable pain. Her exclamation, "Why are you saying all of this when it's not true?" reflects the human instinct to reject reality when it is too cruel to accept. Her desperate attempt to call Liam, as if hearing his voice could undo the truth, underscores her helplessness. Steffy, though equally devastated, assumes the role of the reluctant messenger, knowing that Hope must face this horror head-on. What makes this scene particularly poignant is the shared history between these two women. Once bitter rivals over Liam's love, they now find themselves united in grief, their past conflicts rendered insignificant in the face of impending loss. Steffy's plea, "We have to face this together," marks a turning point in their relationship. No longer adversaries, they are now two mothers trying to shield their daughters from the same heartbreak they are experiencing. Hope's sobbing collapse into Steffy's arms is a rare moment of vulnerability between them, symbolizing the universality of grief and the way it erases old wounds. Steffy's explanation of Liam's condition, a sudden collapse at Bill's house, the discovery of an inoperable brain tumor, adds to the tragedy's cruel randomness. There was no warning, no gradual decline, just a brutal medical verdict that strips away any illusion of control. Hope's question, "Why Liam? He's so young," echoes the unfairness of fate, a cry against a universe that would take a father from his children far too soon. Liam's struggle, a man facing mortality. Meanwhile, at the Cliff House, Liam's conversation with Finn reveals the depth of his despair. His admission that the diagnosis doesn't seem real captures the surreal nature of receiving a death sentence. Finn, ever the compassionate doctor, tries to balance medical honesty with emotional support, but there is no softening the truth. Liam's time is limited. His dizzy spells and visual disturbances are grim reminders of his deteriorating condition, making his determination to create lasting memories with his daughters all the more heartbreaking. Liam's refusal to tell his family, particularly Hope, about his prognosis speaks to his desire to protect them, even as it isolates him further. His statement, "I just want control over the circumstances of my death," reveals a man grasping for agency in a situation where he has none. Finn's gentle insistence that Hope has a right to know highlights the ethical dilemma. Is it kindness or cruelty to shield loved ones from the truth until the last possible moment? Luna's desperate bid for connection. In a parallel storyline, Luna's visit to Sheila at Il Giardino introduces another layer of emotional conflict. Luna's longing for a relationship with Finn is palpable. "There's nothing I want more than a relationship with my father," but Steffy's understandable distrust of Sheila creates an insurmountable barrier. Luna's frustration at being treated like a pariah mirrors Sheila's own history of rejection, reinforcing their twisted bond.